The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson here with Dick Girardi, and we are up on our Parks Racing studio on the 3rd floor. Great to be here. We have an excellent show with trainer Mariah Montoya talking her recent stakes win and growing up in horse racing. Plus, trainer Kate DeMasi has a very special filly who keeps her perfect record intact on the turf at a stakes at Monmouth Park. And trainer Butch Reed gets sire Maximus Mischief his first stakes win down at Colonial. And of course, it was Whitney Day up at the Spa. We have all the stories, a lot on this week's show. No racing here at Parks, but the Mid-Atlantic is rocking and rolling. No G's necessary.
No, not at all. And we do have Kate first up. Monmouth Park, and we had our buddy Chris Griffin calling that race, I believe. Was that correct?
We did.
Sunday?
We certainly did.
Right.
We're talking about the $100,000 Incredible Revenge Stakes. 5.5 furlongs on the turf over at Monmouth Park, and All That Magic is our favorite for trainer Kate DeMasi. Really nice filly by Fast Anna.
Yeah, since going on the turf 3 in a row and has won 2 of them by big margins, big buyer figures, twice in the 90s. It's interesting, Danny, the money was similar with Trained to Artemis almost the whole way. Huge money came in on All That Magic at the end to go to 4 to 5.
Yeah, All That Magic coming off short rest. We'll see if she can do it again. Here's the call in the Incredible Revenge Stakes.
It's All That Magic who takes it right to Trained to Artemis, and All That Magic is up by a full length. Trained to Artemis is ready to challenge right back here up on the outside, and these front 2 are getting away. They are 4 lengths clear of the rest. Magic Moonstar's trying to rally on with Band Sweetheart. They reach the top of the lane. All That Magic is still in front, and All That Magic now kicks for home, is lugging in. Trained to Artemis is now keeping the straighter course and is up on the outside. All That Magic trying to gut it out towards the inside. Trained to Artemis with every shot under Paco Lopez. Their nose and nose. Late run here, Can't Buy Love there. Nose and nose down to the line. Photo finish.
All That Magic really digs in for the win. Nick Juarez has been aboard her for her last few starts, and they're really quite the team. And just Kate has to be so excited. She has a really nice turf filly here.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, Danny, that 90% of the time in that situation, the outside horse will win. And it looked like for all the world, Trained Artemis is going to go by. Never happened. All That Magic now 4 for 4 on the grass and 88 buyer figure. This is fast, winning, and headed the whole way. Really impressive.
We certainly are. We caught up with trainer Kate DeMasi. More on her special filly. She's 4 for 4 on the turf. Talk about her amazing transition into being a turf filly.
I tell you, it was totally by accident. I had wanted to run her back here. There wasn't a race for her, and I thought, okay, we'll try her on the turf, and the rest is history. So it's been really exciting, and she's been a really fun filly.
How did you acquire her?
We bought her at the OBS sale as a 2-year-old, and she took a long time to get ready just because she had, one little problem after another, and that's why she didn't start until last fall. And she's been a team effort because I had her kind of almost ready to run at Monmouth, and then the meet was over, and so she ended up going to Penn and broke her maiden up there, and then she came down here to run again down here, and then we got her ready to run her at Monmouth. So she has been in the hands of all my assistants, and she's been the well-traveled filly, and she's been just wonderful to train.
Yeah, and the best things sometimes happen by accident. Got her on the turf accidentally, and she really has developed into this amazing turf filly. But do you really think anything's by accident with Kate DeMasi?
Not at all. No, that's why she's in our Hall of Fame, and I would say that this is the female version of That's Right from last year. How about that? On a roll.
I think that's fair to say. Well, excited to see where All That Magic heads next. We're going to go down to Colonial Downs. This is for 2-year-old fillies. This is the $150,000 Keswick Stakes, going 5 furlongs, and Butch Reed sends out our favorite, Carmelina.
Yeah, Carmelita won here impressively back at Parks to break her maiden and went up to the Schuylerville. Wasn't as good. Did show speed till the stretch, and obviously this is a much easier spot here.
Low mileage is our second choice, but we're also rooting on Beachfront Breeze for our buddy Jeff Maddie.
How could we not? It's M3 Racing Stable. Jeff Maddie, his dad, his brother.
Gotta love those New Jersey breds. Well, here is the call of the Keswick Stakes.
fourth. Beachfront Breeze to lead them. Remember Me is second. Carmelita third. A length and a half more back to Ran Out of Trainer. Kellen, they're fourth and fifth. Trouble Dreams is back sixth. A length and a half more then back to Low Mileage, who starts to make up some ground. Buck and Great is second last, and Mainstream Sellout at the back of affairs early on. Beachfront Breeze leads them around to the 5/16 pole. Remember Me, Carmelita now up to make a lineup of three across the track. Ran Out of Trainer is just in behind them in fourth right now. Low Mileage starting to get going from the back, is winding up on the far outside. They have 3/16 of a mile left to go. In the center, Remember Me, Beachfront Breeze to that one's inside. Those two still 1-2. Down the outside, Carmelita trying to make up a length in the final furlong. Carmelita trying to come to join these top two. They have a 16th left to go. Beachfront Breeze between horses, Remember Me, and on the outside, Carmelita. Carmelita gathering momentum late. Carmelita on the outside. Carmelita up in time.
Carmelina gets the win with jockey Michael Sanchez, and I know Butch Reed was really excited to get Maximus Mischief's first stakes win. That was a horse he campaigned on the Kentucky Derby Trail some years ago, and really nice filly here with Carmelina.
Maximus Mischief was the best young horse at Park since Smarty Jones. He was a 2-year-old in 2018, 3 in 2019. If he hadn't had physical issues, there's no telling how good he could have been. It's cool to see him as a sire now, and as Danny just said, first stakes win.
Yeah, and he's really stamping his progeny. They all have that big white face like Carmelina. Really nice second place effort from Beachfront Breeze and our guys with the M3 Racing Stable. Really excited for them as well.
Yeah, no, look, Jersey bred races in the future. She's going to be hard to beat a lot of those kind of contests.
She's going to get the breeze at the beach. I like that. We're going to head to our first break, but we have an excellent feature on trainer Mariah Montoya and national races all coming up after this break.
Giant Game takes them through the first quarter of a mile, in front by a half length.
The Excite Center at Parks Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss En Vogue Saturday, August 19th, and Wayne Newton, August 26th. This powerhouse trio and legendary performer will light up the stage at the Excite Center. Parks Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
For years, the Wager Warrior has protected our tracks. Now he's on a mission to help his fellow warriors win big. Let's see how it's going.
Boats Rockin has been having a good run. He's definitely gonna show. Should I risk it on the win?
Hey you, over here. No, down here. Check out the past performances. I've sent them to your email. I was just trying to help. Go to penhorseracing.com/wagerwarriors to get your past performances today.
Chapman Ford of Horsham is now the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region. There's plenty of reasons why, and it's not just because we have a great selection of new Fords. That helps, but it's mostly because of how much we all take pride in providing the best customer experience, the Chapman experience. Finding your new Ford can still be difficult. If we don't have it in stock, then we'll help you reserve one of our available inbound vehicles, or our order team can help you custom order the exact new Ford you want. We make it easy at Chapman Ford of Horsham, the #1 volume Ford dealer in the Philadelphia region.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, Mariah Montoya was born into horse racing. She is the daughter of Hall of Famer Goose Heimer, who was a trainer here at Parks. She won a stakes recently down at Laurel Park in the Miss Disco Stakes with Talk to the Judge, a really nice filly, and we caught up with her at our barn. Excited to be here with Mariah Montoya, and you're no newcomer to horse racing, but you're having a really great summer. Talk to the Judge just won the Miss Disco Stakes. Just let's first talk about your really nice filly.
So I got her from David Wright. He's a longtime owner, and he sent her to me right from the farm, and she was quirky, liked the buck, liked the play. They told me she needed a quiet rider, and she just fits our program.
She's had some really fast works. I know you were really high on her, and she has not let you down. Talk about just her natural ability.
She's hard on herself. She likes to breeze fast, so we usually keep the exercise rider on her. This year, we finally started putting the jock back on her to breeze, but we don't breeze her that often. We try to, if she's going to run in 3 weeks, we'll do something simple, 2 weeks out.
Talk about the stakes win down in Laurel Park. Did you have a lot of confidence going in, and what were your feelings as she crossed the wire first?
Well, at home, she's got a great record. Every time we shipped, she had the worst luck. So we went to Delaware. She grabbed both quarters, missed 12 days of training, so we had to throw that race out. Took her, tried her on the turf, wasn't bred for the turf, hated the turf. So, a little a little uneasy going into the 7/8. I knew she'd be in front. You know, Victor was saying, "Oh, there's a lot of speed." I said, "I'm telling you, she's got a lot of speed." I said, "Just hang on and try to slow her down." So, you know, she hung on and fought gamely, because at the quarter pole, I would have said she's beat because they just swallowed her up.
I've had so much fun coming to the barn and visit her with you. She's just absolutely stunning. What's next for her?
You know what? We haven't really decided. I'd love for them to throw like a little 3-year-old filly stake up here, but I don't see it in the cards. You know, maybe Dave will do something for the locals. I know Butch and John and some of the other ones have those type of horses. So, you know, she's a 2 other than now, and I was trying to keep her against straight 3-year-old fillies for the rest of the year, but that might not happen.
You have another budding star in your barn, Mo Visitor. He won the crowd pleaser for another trainer, and then you guys acquired him from this sale.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he was my top pick at the sale. I really had to talk my owner on him a little bit. You know, he had some other horses picked out. You know, he's a marathon type of guy. And I said, you know, with a PA bred, it's hard to go wrong. He had his 1X, his 2X, his PA 2X. So, you know, our only concern with him was he won in the slop, which was his only dirt race. Sometimes turf horses will do that, you know, is if he would go to the dry track, which obviously he excelled at.
How good did it feel knowing that, you know, you picked out a really nice horse and you got that win in your return on investment?
Oh, I was thrilled. I mean, and I was glad that my owner, David, had faith in me to actually do this. So, yeah, we were really excited. I think he ran a 93 buyer that day. So he got nominated to one of the stakes for the PA Breds, and he got nominated to the Smarty Jones. But, you know, we'll have to see how those races come up. There's even a 2 other then, so.
Well, lots to look forward to. And you're a talented horsewoman. You grew up right here at Parks Racing. Tell a little bit our fans about what it was like growing up with your dad, Goose.
I got really lucky. I mean, I was hot walking at 7. At probably 11 or 12, I was running horses. In the summer, my dad would give me 2 or 3 horses to rub, and I would actually go out in the rec hall and jog and gallop horses around when I was about 14. You can't do that anymore, but, you know, it gave me a good foundation. You know, we had a horse farm, you know, the last year before my dad died. He died when I was 15, so I got a lot in a short amount of time, but, you know, it was great. I mean, I knew right then that this is what I wanted to do.
What do you love so much about horse racing?
You know what? I love, you know, dealing with the horses every day. I love, like, seeing them excel. They're like your kids. You know, it's like, you know, your kid graduating kindergarten, or your kid, you know, everything that they do. I mean, you're excited more for them than you are for yourself.
I always love going to Mariah's barn. She has such a bond with her horses, and I always say that they're very broke, which just means they'll do anything she asks them to do. She spends a lot of time with them, and it really shows. She's got some nice horses right now.
And she's obviously got a great story to tell. You guys got a chance to talk to her. I talked to her a little before that and wrote about it on letsgoracingparks.com this week.
Well, it's time for Dick and I to take a trip to the spa, and you really did take a trip up there.
I was there.
We're going to look at the Grade 1 Whitney Stakes. It's the big one. It's $1 million purse, a 1.125 miles. Lots of great horses in here, but we're going to talk about the favorite, Cody's Wish.
Yeah, Cody's Wish. Everybody knows the story. Cody Dorman and won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile and was on a wild winning streak here. The question was, what would happen when Cody's Wish ran 2 turns? He's been going almost exclusively 1 turn, fast pace in front, come flying home. Now 2 turns, but the bettors bet him like he was going to win again.
Yeah, and he has a special friend up there, Cody Dorham. We all love following this story. And Zandon, second choice. He's just second-itis, second choice, second everything.
Yeah, this is 5 seconds out of 11 lifetime starts. He did win the Bluegrass. Obviously, we saw him here in the PA Derby when, yes, he ran second last year, but he did run second most recently in a Met Mile to that horse, Cody's Wish.
Well, I have a feeling something exciting is about to happen. Here's the Grade 1 Whitney.
Giant Game takes him through the first quarter of a mile in front by a half length. They went 24 2/5 seconds. White Abario is in second, and Last Samurai inches up 3 wide in third. Zandon is close up with just 2.5 lengths to make up, and Charge It racing in between horses. Cody's Wish is at the back. So Cody's Wish is more than 4 lengths off the lead, held by Giant Game. They went the half in 48 1/5 seconds. And it's Giant Game and Luis Saez in front, pressed by White Abario just a head away in second. Last Samurai, Zandon, Cody's Wish making an early move. There he goes. Cody's Wish goes by Charge It, who now trails as they move around the far turn. It's still Giant Game and White Abario. White Abario puts his gray head in front, coming to the quarter pole. Zandon's had a beautiful trip, angling out. Cody's Wish has a lot of work to do from there, And Chargett is trying to rally there at the top of the stretch in the Whitney. And White Abarrio is the leader narrowly over Giant Game. Zandon, Cody's Wish on the outside, still 4 lengths behind White Abarrio, who's running the race of his life.
And White Abarrio stepping up for the big win at 10-1 with jockey Irad Ortiz. Honestly, just had him in a perfect spot. They always look comfortable. They always look like they were going to get a win. And a big return for Rick Dutrow.
Yeah, Rick Dutrow, after the 10-year suspension, obviously had a wonderful run before that with Horse of the Year, St. Liam, Big Brown winning the Derby and the Preakness back in 2008. But took over for Saffie Joseph. Remember, Saffie, unfortunately, as it turned out, was suspended over the incidents at Churchill Downs. And Rick wasn't going to run the horse here. It was a last-minute decision. He wasn't even going to come. He showed up, and White Abarrio really showed up. 110 buyer, perfect scenario, Danny, as you said, slow pace, perfect position. Now, the issue with Cody's Wish was pretty simple, I think. The pace was much slower. Yep. He was farther behind. He didn't get that hot pace in front of him. And Bill Mott, being Bill Mott, said immediately after the race, look, I thought he was so good we'd take that shot. He says, that's it. No more long races. He'll go back, try the Breeders' Cup 3rd Mile again. That's why Mott is one of the smartest guys out there. He's not going to push a round peg into a square hole.
Perfectly said. Well, let's get to the Turf Sprinters. This is the Grade 3 Troy, $300,000, 5.5 furlongs. We are very interested in Caravel. She's taken on the boys here again, and she's also our post-time favorite.
Yeah, the PA bred, Lizzie Merriman, everybody knows the story now, is that going on wild rolls. It's transferred to Brad Cox, closing on $2 million. And as you said, was the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint winner at Keeneland last fall.
Here's the call of the Troy.
And Nobles is up to take the lead away from Caravel, who's just a half length back in second. Remuda moves up on the outside to be in that second spot as they round the far turn. Then Mr. On the outside of Cogburn. It's another 3 back to Ikigai and Thin White Duke at the back. They went the opening quarter in 21 and 4/5 seconds. Nobles leads the way. Has it by about a half a length. Remuda in second. Caravel on the outside third, 2 lengths to make up. Cogburn is next, followed by Mr. Top of the stretch. And Nobles spurts clear by 2.5. Caravel has a lot of work to do in the center of the course. In the meantime, here comes Cogburn. And Cogburn has his sights on Nobles in the final 16th of a mile, and he collars him. It will be Cogburn on the outside, getting to the front.
And Cogburn gets the win. And I was just telling Dick off air that I remember seeing this horse. I will never forget seeing a horse, especially one as special as Cogburn. And we got to see him down at Pimlico. He almost won the Chick Leg.
He did at the Preakness in 2022. And look, this horse has found a new life on turf, similar to Kate's filly right now. 3 for 3 on turf. Closes, got 100 buyer. I would put a line through this for Caravel. A couple things happen. One, Nobles, we'll call them Nobles, outbroke Caravel. That doesn't happen. And it was a soft turf. I think a harder turf is better for her. So yeah, give her another shot. She's obviously too good to just one bad race after a phenomenal run. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like she ran terribly.
We're going to head to another break, but we have a lot more coming up. Our jockey and trainer of the week and the best of the rest, all on the other side.
PA bred, I think we've built a brand at this point.
The state of Pennsylvania has the best breeders program in the entire United States.
Angel of Empire wins the Arkansas Derby and wins it clear.
Caravel in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint.
Pennsylvania and the PHBA have the best state-bred program in the country, bar none. The best Breeders' Awards and Stallion Awards in the country.
Did you know absolutely no taxpayer dollars support the Pennsylvania horse racing industry? In fact, racing generates $1.6 billion that pays taxes, creates jobs, and more, right here in Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by our proud racehorse retirement program, Turning for Home. And jockey of the week, no racing here, but Michael Sanchez is keeping the foot on the gas down at Colonial Downs, and he is everywhere. But he did get that nice win in the Keswick on Carmelina.
Yeah, like you said, Danny, he's dominating here and elsewhere. Wherever he goes, he wins.
Congratulations to our trainer of the week, Hall of Fame trainer Kate DeMasi. I mean, she is arguably having one of her best years, and for her, she just said, well, what's better than that, to have your better year than the year before? And she's just so calm in everything she does.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to chat with Kate yet, but I will, and we'll have that story up in a couple days on Let'sGoRacingParks.com about this filly that can't lose.
all that magic we're talking about. We're going to get into the best of the rest. We're going down to West Virginia at Mountaineer. It's the West Virginia Derby. It's a grade 3 for 3-year-olds going that mile and eighth, $500,000. Red Route 1 couldn't be any further back.
Yeah, you're always waiting for him to get a contested pace. Was he ever going to get there? Right in the Preakness, he just got too far back. No pace. He was terrible in the Belmont. Well, this was his pace. This was Red Route 1's day. He's going to roll right by this field, Danny, win by 3 comfortable lengths at the wire. And Steve Asmussen likes to come here for PA Derby Day. I got to think we're going to see Red Route 1 at the PA Derby.
Beautiful son of gun runner. Got to give a shout out to our buddy Tyler Connor. He rides up at Penn National, but we get him here quite a bit at Parks. He rode a horse for me last week. It's a nice second place effort on West Coast Cowboy for Saffie Joseph. Maybe we'll see them in the PA Derby.
He actually ran a tremendous race. He was up there battling with the pace, and the Red Route 1 obviously came and got him late, but held on nicely for second.
Tyler Connor is one good jockey. Well, we're going to go out to Del Mar. It's the grade 1 Clement Hirsch for fillies and mares, a mile and 16th, $400,000. And Baffert has a pair. You guys remember Adair Manor? She ran here last year in the cotillion. Big, big girl.
3 to 5, Danny. Always perfect position. Never looked for a minute like she was going to lose. Baffert, has he ever won this race before? Yeah, he's won it like a million times, like every grade 1 in California. 94 buyer for Adair Manor. I think she'd be a factor in the distaff class as we head for Santa Anita in the fall.
She kind of has that big grinding stride. She looks like she's never going to get there, but she sure does. She is a big filly of Uncle Mo. Well, it's time for Eye on Racing. You hear us talk about Colonial Downs, and they have a big day. They took some races that we remember from Arlington Park. That's the grade 1 turf on the turf Arlington Million.
The Arlington Million, the Beverly D, which honors Dick Duchessois' late wife, and of course Richard Duchessois ran Arlington Park, which sadly is no more. Churchill Downs owned that, so they've transferred the big races to another one of their tracks, Colonial Downs.
And more exciting turf races up at Saratoga. One of my personal favorites, the grade 1 4-star Dave. Of course, Wise Dan won that a few years.
Your favorite, Wise Dan. Of course, 4-star Dave was an all-time favorite at Saratoga, where he won something like every year for like a decade.
Well, we are definitely looking forward to racing getting back here, but we're going to take our final break, but we have a lot coming back in our news and notes.
The Excite Center at Parks Casino, the region's hottest live entertainment venue. Check out your favorite concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, all at the #1 casino in Pennsylvania. Don't miss the Pointer Sisters, Hollywood Walk of Fame 3-time Grammy Award winners, Saturday, September 23rd. The Pointer Sisters bring their solid gold hits to the stage of the Excite Center inside Parks Casino. Parks Casino, this is how you win. This is how you win. Tickets on sale now.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Well, we have a new segment for you. Dick gets to talk to lots of connections from around the country, and this is Hey, Mr. DJ.
Yeah, and I happened to be up at Saratoga last weekend, Danny, and everybody knows what happens by now in the test stakes. And Pretty Mischievous, who'd won 2 grade 1s in a row, ended up being the official winner. Nobody was particularly happy about it, but I got a chance to talk to her trainer, Brendan Walsh, a couple of days later just to see how he was feeling and see if we can get him here on September 23rd for the cotillion. When did you know she was going to be good?
We knew from the get-go. I was looking back on notes recently from last year, and we always thought she worked really well. Like she was going to be a pretty decent filly. Not, you never think that they're going to get up to the standard that she's gotten to, but we did always really like her.
And you won your first ever graded stakes at Parks with Carey Street back in 2014. So can we get you back for the cotillion here in 2023?
Well, we've still got to discuss it all. She just ran a couple of days ago, so I'll talk back to the team and that, but it would definitely be an option.
I was looking over all your good horses. Would Maxfield still be #1 of all time, the best horses you've had so far? Is maybe she starting to catch up?
I thought he was going to be. I didn't think I'd get a horse as good as him, but she's right up there too. She's, I'm blessed. But we've been very, very lucky. We've had some great horses the last few years, and just very, very lucky to be in a position, especially with Godolphin, and Qatar and Shadwell and everybody to there's always a chance you're going to land a good one.
Consistency so hard to find in the sport. She's incredibly consistent. How does that happen that every time she shows up to run?
She's just a very good horse, Like you say, she has been super consistent.
You've experienced all kinds of things in this game. We all have. What was Saturday like?
Saturday was horrible. I mean, even everybody shook up over it. Even to today, and it's 2 days later. It wasn't very nice at all. It was. It's not what anybody in this game wants. But in a way, it just reiterates everything about people that are involved in this sport. Everybody that's involved in the sport, they love horses. They don't get up at 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning for the sake of because they don't like it. And these people forget it. And these people that criticize it all the time, I guarantee you they're not up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And I guarantee if they spent a day with me or with anybody else that's involved in the sport, they would realise, what we go through and what we do. And it's a great sport, and it's horses are there. They're there to be raced, and injuries happen and stuff happens. It was horrible the other day. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. And it's just a part of life, and the same as any sport. Athletes go out and they snap ligaments and but we're just unfortunate that our athletes are maybe not able to recover as well as human athletes. But if it all ended tomorrow, what are we going to do with all of them? They're here. They've been raised for hundreds of years, and that's the way it is. And we keep going forward and we keep trying to correct stuff that's wrong, but we're never going to get to where we're going to have zero breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a really important conversation that you had with him, and I know we really appreciate the time he spent talking with you.
No question, and I think it was profound what he said. I think everybody needs to listen very closely to what he said, not only that, but how he said it.
Absolutely. Well, we have some big days coming up here at Parks, and we're talking about August 21st. That's when we come back from our summer break with Pennsylvania Day at the Races. 7 stakes races, all for PA bred, so that means you had to be born in Pennsylvania. Does that mean I get to run?
You do. I do not. Maryland for me.
You do not. And of course, the next day we're going to follow it up with Catherine Sophia Stakes and the Smarty Jones Stakes, which is the prep for our big race in September, the Pennsylvania Derby.
Yeah, can't wait for September 23rd. But the good news is we'll have a lot of action prior to that.
Oh, we will. We're going to see the best horses here at Parks, and some really good ship-ins too as well. So make sure you come out for that. Well, that wraps Dick and I on this week of Let's Go Racing. Thanks so much for watching.
And they're off. Skippy Longstocking has early speed. We the people from in between horses. Taba has got the lead now. It's Taba in the center of the racetrack, but Taba is drawing away, and Taba with Mike Smith, they win the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby.